Welcome children to lesson 12, the work people do. On this slide, we can see people with different occupations like doctors, masons, teachers, farmers, policemen, scientists, and a journalist too. What are all these doing? Each of them do different work or occupation. And in this lesson, we will learn about these occupations. So come on, let's quickly move ahead and learn something new in this lesson today. Here are 5 pictures of the occupation. You can see them, children. Yes, each of them looks different and unique. Now let us learn about each of them. The first one, yes, it's a farmer. You have guessed it right. And what does a farmer do? A farmer works in the field. He grows crops, fruits and vegetables. So that was the first one. Now the second picture, children. You're right. Watching the picture, you have understood it is a cobbler. We see a cobbler usually in small shops along the roadside. And what does the cobbler do? The cobbler makes and mends shoes. Now let's move to the third picture. Here we see a beautiful picture of a potter. He's designing or making clay pots and giving it a good finish. It looks very pretty. The potter makes earthen pots and vessels. Now let's move on to the fourth picture, children. The fourth picture is of a blacksmith. A blacksmith usually makes tools from iron. Now the fifth picture, children. We find the busy barber. A barber cuts and styles the hair. So we have learned about 5 occupations. Now let's make it a little more interesting. Let's see another 5 occupations. Here comes the 6th picture. You've guessed it right. It's the milkman. And the milkman delivers milk to our homes. Now comes the 7th one. By looking at the picture, children, we can see clothes hanging in the hanger and a sewing machine. So it's a tailor. Yes, a tailor stitches clothes for us. Now coming to the 8th picture. The 8th picture depicts a office. And here, who works in offices? Officers and clerks. They work in offices and banks. Coming to the 9th picture, children. It's a mason. He's busy building a wall with bricks and cement. He lays the bricks and builds pillars and walls. Now children, let's go ahead to the fighting soldier. The soldier guards our country and fights, especially at the borders. The soldier protects our country and at times they even sacrifice their life in saving our country from terrorists. So now we have learnt about 10 occupations. Do you want to learn some more? Okay, let's go on. Here comes the 11th picture. Yes, you have seen this uncle. This is a watchman, and a watchman guards our house or building. Now moving on to the 12th one. This is the 12th picture. It is of a newspaperman. He drives his cycle or bike early morning, whether it's sunny or rainy or chilly, cold, and delivers newspapers to our houses. Moving on to the 13th picture. Can you guess who's this uncle? You have seen this uncle and learnt about him in our previous EVS class. It's the postman. And postman delivers letters and cards at a doorstep. Look at this one, the 14th one, is of a busy mechanic. The mechanic usually are found in garage, or at times they even help out on the streets when there is a breakdown of any vehicle. So they repair vehicles. Now coming to the 15th picture. This person looks familiar. What is he doing? Oh, it's a carpenter. The carpenter makes wooden furniture. So children, that makes it to 15. Come on, now let's go ahead and learn another 5 more and we'll make it to 20. Here comes the 16th one. Oh, it's a plumber. He's ready with his toolkit. And a plumber fits the pipes and taps. Now moving on to the 17th one, an electrician. Watch the electrician. Fits the wires, plugs, fans and light. Now we'll move ahead to the 18th picture. And that's of a painter. You can see the painter already with his paint box and the paintbrush. Happy to paint the walls and ceilings of our homes. Sometimes even our school buildings and offices. The gardener, that's the 19th one. Gardener is happy because he nurtures the plants, manures and waters it. And small seeds grow into seedlings, saplings and then huge trees. Now comes the 20th one. Children, we have learnt about this uncle in our chapter of clothes. And that's a washerman and ironing man who washes and irons our clothes. So today children, in all we have learnt about 20 different professions or occupations. Now children, here is an interesting slide. I am sure you love watching it. Different people doing different jobs. The tailor stitching clothes, the carpenter making wooden furniture, the postman giving out letters and mails, a blacksmith busy making tools of iron, the farmer, yes, watching his crops grow, also taking care of his farm. Then comes the painter, painting the wall, and the firemen. Watch the firemen in action. They do not have a minute to spare. They are so busy saving lives and going to places where there is a fire. And last but not the least, here we find the electrician fitting different type of wires and adjusting and checking out on the different socket. Now children, where do we find all these people? We find them in every neighborhood. People help one another to meet their needs. Without these, we cannot function properly. We require them to help us in our daily living. And since we are dependent on them, we need to respect each and every occupation. Wow, look at this slide, children. The border is full of people with different occupation. Children, in this lesson, we have learned about 20 different occupations. Yes, and each of them is unique and different. Since we cannot do without them and they are an important part of our society, we need to respect them. Now, let's quickly read the important points we need to remember. First, different people do different type of work to earn money. Second, this work is called occupation. Children, I hope you enjoyed this lesson and for listening so patiently. Thank you so very much. Bye till we meet again with a new and interesting lesson.